name is Mike. I'm the founder and CEO of TopHat. And what TopHat does is we provide a revolutionary teaching platform for higher education. I'll give you a little bit of background about the company. We've been around for about 8 years now. We have about 220 employees, 40 million capital raised. We have users at pretty much every large university in North America and quite a few abroad. And we've got about 30 million, just over 30 million in revenue this year. The way we view the higher education space is that there are three customers. There's the administration, professors, and students. And every edtech company that you look at in higher ed can be segmented by who their primary customer is. The DNA of the organization pretty much gets defined by who that customer is, whether it's their sales and marketing model, the way they provide their services, pretty much everything about the company gets defined by that. And for TopHat, our primary customer is the professor, which is actually the most lucrative segment of the higher education space that's been left pretty much unchanged for centuries, really, in a lot of ways. And historically, the only companies that have been serving professors in higher education have been the textbook publishers. So for people that are not in the education space, I guess, they think that the publishers provide textbooks to the profs, and that's pretty much where it ends. Well, the reality is that the publishers actually provide a whole range of different tools that the professors use to make their courses more effective, to pretty much anything they use for teaching. And this includes things like, of course, their books, their online homework system, their slide decks, their test banks. They'll provide them with training and support and a whole range of different services. The challenge for the publishers, I guess, and everyone else as well, is that these services are massively overpriced. They've actually gone up in price 3 times faster than tuition has increased over the last 25 years. And they're very poorly integrated because the publishers, generally speaking, aren't software companies. So they've kind of cobbled together these various software companies they've acquired. They kind of duct tape them and present this unholy mess to professors to deal with. So it's a pretty terrible state of affairs. And what TopHat does is it provides one unified platform for professors to use that they can provide all of those services that I mentioned that the publishers generally give. Our core product that we use to get into the higher ed market is we call TopHat Lecture. TopHat Lecture is used by professors to create a really engaging, transformative experience in the classroom where they can use students' own mobile devices to do things like run quizzes, discussions, polls, and just create a much more engaging back and forth conversation during the classroom. And what that allows us to do is to build a huge user base of millions of students all across North America at pretty much every university that's out there, to then deliver the complete platform that includes TopHat Lecture, TopHat Interactive Text, which is a way of delivering interactive digital content to replace traditional paper textbooks, and the TopHat Marketplace that allows professors to collaborate on authoring really engaging interactive materials and monetize that content. The way we generate revenue or go to market is we go bottom up. So we go directly to professors, have them adopt the technology in their courses with no cost to the professor or to the university. Instead, the students pay a subscription fee for the platform and any additional content, which tends to be maybe 20% of the price of what they'd pay for a traditional publisher materials. And then once we get enough adoption at the university, then we scale it up to an enterprise level deployment campus-wide. So this basically lets us avoid the really painful enterprise sales cycle that universities tend to deal with. The TopHat Marketplace is also particularly unique in that it allows professors, it's sort of a combination of a collaboration platform where professors can use version control to create really awesome interactive content, as well as an app store monetization type model. So it basically takes a market that used to be very centralized, where the publishers would produce all this content, or even the OER producers like OpenStax, centrally produce this content, deliver it to profs, and turns it into a peer-to-peer model, which is much more effective. Let me show you a video. Hopefully the audio plays.
New field in geography called Neuro Geography. I identify the behavioral and neurological correlates of geospatial cognition. Yeah. I basically go around wanting to scan people's brains while they look at maps. That's basically it. This department is, just in terms of an academic standpoint, we're top 10 ranked in the country, which is a pretty good place to be.
Here we are, Amy and I have developed this new course, our Digital Earth, and it's all about spatial data and technologies, like how do we map social media. It's a sort of new next generation of data.
The problem with using a traditional textbook for a course like trying to augment the readings and the exercises to bring in newer advances.
I got the call from TopHat one day, and someone said, well, we're gonna allow professors to, author their own content for the course, would you be interested? I said, yes, and the big thing was, I said, I need to put a web-based map in the textbook. I want students to read text and have a map that can interact with the data. And bang, there was a web-based interactive map for the textbook. And that was the game changer right there.
So he created this one where basically we were mapping a cholera epidemic. You, as a group, had to analyze the social media and the GPS points to figure out where the epidemic started, which is like really cool.
One of the great things about working with TopHat is we update it all the time. I mean, I updated it yesterday. Like, okay, well, this is a better link to put in here, so now let me put this link in. You can't do that with something that has been printed.
One thing I like about it is how inexpensive it is to some other textbooks. I don't have to bring it with me either. I can pull it up on my phone, and then it allows me to see what the rest of the classes contain as well.
What TopHat's allowed us to do is really make geography cool again. Think about it as a way in which you can engage more students and engage more people in your discipline and increase your enrollment. That simple task of actually being in the map and getting some feedback is transformative.
Hi. I really enjoyed Professor Mo's class because it's really interactive. So you read a little bit and then you do something about what you just read. So it's not theory but also practice. He's just a really cool person.
The ability to have real-time data, interactivity, assessment with students. It has allowed us to kind of rethink our curriculum, and we want an entire program that is built on interactive textbooks.
All right, so in my last negative 10 seconds, we're trying to take the $10 billion textbook industry and tinge it into about a $2 billion market with much more effective interactive content, most of that revenue going back to the professors, and we've got some pretty good traction so far, as I said. We're 30 million revenue users at pretty much all large schools. My name is Mike. I'm around for the conference. My email is mike@tophat.com. Feel free to reach out. Thanks.